Namaste. Welcome to Shubham Alok Astrology. Today we are talking about in our series of Navamsha and Navdurga. Today we are talking about Kushmanda, the fourth form of Durga, who according to my research will rule the fourth Navamsha. That is from 10 degrees of any sign to 13 degree 20 minutes of any sign. Yeah. Any sign, right? Any sign from 10 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes. Any planet, if it falls in that position, it goes to the fourth Navamsha, which is ruled by Kushmanda. The first Navamsha was ruled by Shailputri. The second Navamsha was ruled by Brahmacharya. The third Navamsha was ruled by Chandrakanta. And this fourth Navamsha finally is being ruled by Kushmanda. Why Kushmanda is called Kushmanda? We have to understand that first. Kushmanda is referred to as Kushmanda because her smile created the world. So the fourth Navamsha have the power of creation. Yes. Such an immense power that generally I have seen the person gets the blessing of gods in the things related to the planet in the fourth Navamsha. Suppose someone is having Saturn in the fourth Navamsha. You know what will happen? What I have personally seen that if someone is having Saturn in the fourth Navamsha and the person gets a disease related to Saturn, then no matter, even if the disease becomes so bad that the person is near death, he will be saved. That's the blessing of the fourth Navamsha that always comes. The fourth Tara in Navatara is also called Shem. That means well-being. Any planet in the fourth Navamsha, be very sure, very firm and very certain that you are not going to die from the signification of the planet. The one who is in the fourth Navamsha, yeah, you're right. So if someone is having Mars or Saturn in the fourth Navamsha, the person may be suffering from cancer, but he will not die because of cancer. He will probably die because of some other thing. That's the indication of the fourth Navamsha first. There's a lot of blessing that comes in the fourth Navamsha because of Kushmanda. Kushmanda, the mother, had the seed of creation in her stomach. It is called Hiranyagarbha in Indian classics. Hiranyagarbha samvartadagre kasmaya devaya vishavide comes in Rig Veda. Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg, gives birth to this whole world. And that golden egg is in the stomach of Kushmanda. What is the potential of the egg? The potential of the egg is that the egg can create a complete new world. The egg can create a complete new creation. That's the power of the egg. That's the power of Kushmanda. That's the power of the planet in the fourth Navamsha. If you use it rightly, if you use it appropriately, if you use it with your intelligence, the planet can entirely change your life. What I have seen personally, there are only 30-40% of the people in the world who really are able to change their family's financial status. What happens? 60% of the time, someone born in middle class family dies in a middle class family. Right? People generally don't progress much. But not the one who is having many planets in the fourth Navamsha, not this guy. No. This guy having many planets in the fourth Navamsha is the one who is going to take his clan, take his family higher. Yeah. So if someone is having 3-4 planets in the fourth Navamsha and the person is born in a middle class family, then he will end up taking his complete clan, taking his complete generation to the upper middle class. Or if he is born in the upper middle class, then he will take his family, take his clan, take his generations to the rich category of the society, to the rich start of the society. That's what comes in the fourth Navamsha. Yeah. That's an important indication. The planet have the seed of creation. If you are in business, you should follow the planet in the fourth Navamsha. Specifically, if you are in a business where you need to create something, where you have to produce something, if you are into production, in that scenario, the planet in the fourth Navamsha, you should follow the planet. The planet between 10 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes. So suppose Mars is there. Choose a profession where you have to produce things related to Mars. Mars will signify ink. Mars will signify things related to engineering. Mars will signify tools. Yeah. So be in a profession where you have to make these things, where you have to produce these things, where you have to manufacture these things. Yeah. And that profession will be the life-changing profession for you. That profession will be the best profession that you can have. Because the planet in the fourth Navamsha is having a great potential. You should always follow the traits of the planet. Positive traits of the planet. When you follow the positive traits of the planet in the fourth Navamsha, what happens is you change for better. Suppose you have Mercury in the fourth Navamsha, then you are a very talkative guy. And the day you control your habit of talking, the day you control your habit of giving an answer, will be the day when you start progressing in life. Try to control it. Let me understand something. What is in stomach? Something that we have digested. Whichever planet is in the fourth Navamsha, you have to have a mastery over the signification of that planet. If you are having Venus in the fourth Navamsha, you can have anything in the world but cannot have a loose character. Because if you have a loose character, or in other words, if you don't have control over the significations of Venus, then it is going to be very detrimental, and the curse of Devi will come to you. And there will be no one who can save you. There will be no one who can save your mental life. There will be no one who can save your health. Keep this in mind, strictly and strongly. Whichever planet is in the fourth Navamsha, you have to master the signification of that planet, either by hook or by crook. If Sun is there, you should understand your position, you should understand your authority, and should not do even a single thing that goes against your ego, that goes against your image. Am I being very clear? Yes, this is what needs to be followed. Gemini specifically tells in chapter 1 Pada 4, the section which is related to Upapada, specifically tells that planet in the Panchamamsha give Raj Yoga. People have interpreted this Panchamamsha differently. Someone have taken this Panchamamsha to mean D5. Someone have taken this Panchamamsha to mean the ascendant. Panch from Katapayadi will become one only. So that's ascendant. However, if just for a moment we forget that the shloka is from Gemini and we take the literal interpretation of Panchamamsha, then it will mean the fifth Navamsha. Yes, it will mean the fifth Navamsha. Fifth Navamsha gives the Raj Yoga. And the fourth Navamsha, that is just here, the Navamsha ruled by Kushmanda, is the last Navamsha that the planet have to cross to go to the Raj Yoga. This planet in the fourth Navamsha is preparing to ride the throne. Yes. And there should be no hurdle in the preparation. Right? He is the minister. He is the second most powerful planet in the chart, the one who is in the fourth Navamsha. Respect him. If you respect the planet, he respects you back. When you respect the planet in the fourth Navamsha, he blesses you back. If you don't, it is terrible. If you are having Saturn in the fourth Navamsha, if your servants are happy, you will prosper in life. If your servants are not happy, you will start perishing from the day. You will start perishing from the moment. The moment your servant becomes unhappy, you will start perishing. Be careful. Kushmanda also indicates nourishment. As I told you, that any planet in the fourth Navamsha, generally in the Dasha Antardasha of the planet, you will not have any type of disease. If you are already having any type of disease, then in the Dasha Antardasha of the planet in the fourth Navamsha, you will be recovered. You will get recovery. You will get recovered. You will be good. You will be fine. If it is a long disease, if it is a lifelong disease, even in that scenario, the period of Dasha Antardasha of the planet in the fourth Navamsha, you will have relief as compared to other times. That is also a strong indication that comes with this Navamsha. But along with this, the traits of the planet in the fourth Navamsha is generally very positively developed in the nativity. So if Venus is in the fourth Navamsha, then the person have a great level of sexual control, have a great level of control over love, have a great level of control over his emotions, have a great level of control over his desires for sexuality, and have a great level of control when he is dealing with the people of opposite gender. If the planet is very benefic, very benefic, you know what, let me tell you a secret that comes from experience only. Right? A benefic planet is good, that's fine, we all know that. But what if the planet is too much benefic? See, there is a Sanskrit saying, Iti sarvatra varjiyat. Excess is always bad. The planet in the fourth Navamsha indicates that the person have digested the quality of, that you have digested the quality of, that the native have digested the quality of the planet. That's okay. If this planet in the fourth Navamsha is only under benefic influence, devoid of any malefic influence, in that scenario, the person may choose to not have the signification of the planet. The planet will be one level up. As I say jokingly, the planet will leave the horoscope and will go out of the life of the person. I was doing a consultation back then in 2013. That's when I found this rule, Back then in 2013, I was doing a consultation. And I saw a lady having her seventh lord in the fourth Navamsha. And in D1, the seventh lord was in seventh house itself, aspected by only Jupiter and no other planet. I was like, the seventh lord is in the fourth Navamsha, that tends to make the seventh lord very pure, too pure, extra pure. But the seventh lord is also in the seventh house. So you must get married. But there is something unusual related to your marriage. And the lady confessed that, sir, me and my husband mutually decided that we will not have any kind of physical encounter. And both of them are very highly into Tantra. Not Tantra as it is maligned today, the real format of Tantra. They both are married to each other for the society. But both of them are into their own world of spirituality, and they don't share any kind of physical relationship. So that level of purity also comes from the fourth Navamsha. Right? Be careful about it. A planet being too good, or in our Delhi saying, something being too sweet is not good. So be careful. If the planet in the fourth Navamsha is only under benefic influence, then the person may willingly choose not to enjoy the significations of the planet. Mercury in the fourth Navamsha, only under benefic influence, can indicate a person who don't like to talk much, who generally likes to remain quiet. He will not be the one who will try to prove his point. He will be the one who will try to ignore. He will be the one who will have the habit of having Maun Vrat, like how Gandhiji did. Right? He will be the one guy. If Sun is in the fourth Navamsha only under benefic influence, then this can be the guy who, despite having the topmost position in his company, despite having the topmost position in the government, will one day choose to leave his government job and follow his passion, follow his pursuit, follow his interest. So be careful. And I am giving you big technique right now. Big technique. And this is what comes in serious astrology. See, we are not doing a psychological analysis. We are not doing a time pass Jyotish. We are not doing psychology and story related Jyotish. See, it is serious stuff. Serious research. And this is the serious aspect of life. I am not interested in predicting that there is a pole behind your home. That's useless, that's worthless. I will choose not to spend even my 2 minutes searching for that combination in the horoscope. Right? Astrology by nature is a serious science, which is to predict such things. It is not a mockery, right? And this rule is a very serious and a very important rule. Denial of something. Generally, if you ask a seasoned Vedic astrologer, if you ask an experienced Vedic astrologer, if you ask an old Vedic astrologer, he will tell you that two bad influence or only bad influences on a house will negate the result of the house. So 7th house only aspected by malefics will negate the chances of marriage, and the person will remain unmarried. That's okay. But this fourth Navamsha, my friend, and this research of mine is almost the single rule. Where one event is not happening, where one event is denied, and that denial is not caused by any malefic planet, but the denial is caused by a benefic planet. This is the case where too much of sugar makes the tea unfit for drinking. This is a big rule. If you can realize, and to realize anything that I tell, anything that I say, you have to contemplate. Welcome to the world of serious astrology, where contemplation is the key and copy paste takes you nowhere. Thanks for watching the video. Namaskar.